Hey folks, Brandon Belisa. Are you living your best life? Welcome to another episode of Success Never Sleeps, sponsored by My Studio, Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. Alrighty, folks, let's get this thing dialed in. It is Friday. Do I want to move that source? Yes, I do. Hey, everybody, welcome to Success Never Sleeps. I am your host, Brandon Beliso. It is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. As we're getting this craziness all fixed up, dialed in, and making you happy. Good, I got the right camera. Everything's there. So as you come aboard, say hello. Tell me who you are, where you're tuning in from. I think that's really, really, really important. That way I know who I get to hang out with for the next hour as we discuss the mindset for 2021 and the event that's coming up, It's Time Live Elevate virtual, and I take your questions. Questions are important because if I want answers, I have to ask questions. The key is, are you going to ask the right questions? You're going to ask the kind of questions that are going to help you become a better person, improve the quality of your life, help move your business from here to there. Right? I'm very passionate about mindsets. I was on a cover of a magazine where they called me the master of the mindset. See if I adjust this light. Get a little more light on my mug here. How's that sound? There you go. That's a little bit better. I want to see myself in all of this. Cool. Lots of messages coming in. Our winner was Hillary. Good. All right. So put in your name, tell me where you're tuning in from, and share this, because what are we giving away today, K1? Let's see if K1 can make this happen. What are we giving away today, K1? A $99 savings on It's Time Live Elevate virtual event in November. Man, that's giving me a headache. Doing. And we are having It's Time Live Elevate. That will be happening November 14th and 15th. Virtual. We're going to do virtual. We're going to do 4 hours on the 14th. We're going to do a full 8 hours on the 15th. And really, as I'm cultivating content, I'm really thinking about 2021. It's going to be unlike any martial arts event that happens anyway, but it's going to be virtually. I posted a picture yesterday. We're going to be riding on unicorns. We are. I've decided I'm going to take it to a whole nother level. It's going to be open to the public, not just martial arts school owners. I think the key to success is being happy. How you define happiness is something that's very personalized and individualized. It has nothing to do with being a martial arts school owner or not. I think a lot of people are financially successful and are extremely unhappy. People are on the surface appear very happy and they're very miserable inside. So I want to get to the root cause of all that. That's been a lifelong journey for me, and I continue it till this day. And even through this pandemic, people would ask me, how come you're so positive? You're so happy. You're so engaged. Because happiness is not based upon a pandemic or no pandemic. It's not based upon fires or no fires. But I want to address that and just say thank you, everybody, for that. I've had just a influx of messages where people are sending me prayers and well wishes as we go through these fires in California. Fortunately, we're not in direct harm of the actual fires themselves. They're at a distance, but we've been affected tremendously. As you saw that one day, it was pitch black almost all day long. For a while it was orange, then it was black. The air is so unhealthy that we can't even go outside and breathe it as of today, but we're hoping that gets better. It's looking better, and maybe tomorrow we'll be able to do our outdoor classes. Good news is we get to start teaching indoors in San Francisco as of Monday the 14th. We don't know all the guidelines, but we're going to slowly start dripping in classes there, pretty much our adult kickboxing and weekend classes for our students, and begin to ramp that up as we have distance learning camps during the day. So the pivot is hard, the pivot is really, really hard, but nonetheless, we welcome the challenge. As a team, we've become closer. We've loved each other more, and we're super grateful. I mean, to be grateful is really huge. And that's something I'm going to cultivate. I'm going to do a whole session on just gratitude at It's Time Live Elevate. It's important to me. My mindset is everything. It's governed by my heart, but my mindset is powerful. So let's start by thanking my sponsors. My Studio, the app, more stuff coming out. Man, we just got the business app that came out. It's going to be easy to navigate, to purchase, to sign up people for memberships, to do email flows, right? Almost seamlessly. And that's really the objective, is to now move My Studio from being simply customer centric to also being owner centric, and making sure that our owners are on point. Market Muscle, Stephen Reinstein. That boy's been living in the lab 16 hours a day, improving Market Muscles, making it better. And if you don't have a Market Muscles website, you need one. Kids Love Life Skills, my team and I have been in the lab for months, cultivating social media content. We have new badges coming out. We're going to have empathy, service, adapt. We're looking at creativity, imagination. We're going to expand that line. We're moving to a subscription-based model. We're going to support you with everything from monthly webinars to one-on-one hand-holding to even consultation with me, Brandon Beliso, as we really move Kids Love Life Skills into the new decade. We really have understood virtually over the past 6 months that nobody cares about kicking and punching. They really care about how we've helped kids manage their stress, give them the life skills and the skill sets to be better people. And that has been huge, huge in what we've done to sustain our schools in the past 6 months. Cool. So, and last but not least, LC Accounting, my sister Letitia. Without her, I don't know if we'd have businesses today. Her and I have been at this viciously, and I'll say viciously because it's been intense, getting the PPP, the EIDL, deferring rents, negotiating, renegotiating our situations with the landlord, everything. Now we're working with my lawyer to try to get some rent deferred here at the Millbrae location to sustain us as we rebuild, because make no doubt, you are rebuilding your business. Everybody is saying that. Right? There's a few anomalies where their schools have been profitable this year. Good for you. But I would say the majority of our industry has either closed down or they're rebuilding their businesses. And that is going to be an important part of It's Time Elevate as well. We are going to be rebuilding our businesses. And I'm huge on that. The one thing I do appreciate about a good forest fire, and the majority of these in California have been caused by nature. Nature does this. Why? Because it wants to clear away the dead trees, all of those things, to make room for what? New vegetation, new life. Now, it is a huge bummer, and I pray for all the people that have lost their homes in this process. But Mother Nature is simply doing what Mother Nature does, simply doing what it does, and we're just in the way. Yeah, that's the long and short. I was studying the whole thing with the lightning. Every 7 to 10 years, this type of stuff happens, and it's simply to clear the way for new vegetation, new life. If we look at the history of plagues, H1N1, the SARS, the Ebola, on and on, the Spanish flu, it happens. It's not like it's new and people that are screaming, it's the end of the world. No, it's not. There's been other people were screaming that when there was the plague, when there was the SARS, the H1N1, Ebola, they've all been screaming that. This is, again, part of nature. It's part of the habit. It really, really is. And that's why I don't trip so hard on it. I just negotiate it and pray to God that we all get through this, as safely as possible with everything intact, or the majority that we can. Cool? So who's here today? Jason, Adam, Don. Hey, Don, what's happening? So Jim and Connie, Paul, Hazel, what's up? Eric, my friend, how are you, sir? Cool. Maximum Martial Arts, Jim and Connie, right on point. Thank you. And we have 2 more sessions of our It's Time Live mentoring group. And once we finish those 2 sessions, we're going to be starting a new one, a new complete session. And I posted that yesterday in the video to It's Time Mentoring. Because of this pandemic and all, I'm going to invite everybody that got caught up in this pandemic that weren't able to do their best job to repeat it again at no cost, to do another 8 months with me. And that's going to be a cool thing. So those of you interested, K1 will post that in there as well. We're going to be starting a new session for the It's Time Live group mentoring in about 2 months. We got 2 more sessions left. We're in 7 and 8 right now with everybody that's doing it. And then we're going to start it again. What a great time to reinvent our mindset, to reinvent our businesses and everything that's going on. So start posting in your questions. And I hope to hop into them and talk heavily about them. So the fires, let's just cover that one more time. Everybody, thank you for the prayers. We are safe. We are sound. The air is really, really bad. That one day it looked like nighttime, but we are good. We are good. Cool. Conrad, Respect Martial Arts, checking in. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, good news is we're going to be able to open for martial arts classes in San Francisco's on a limited basis starting Monday. How are we going to do that? We're going to do that slowly. We already sent out messages. I posted at our social media. Who is ready to come back now, and what classes would you like to see? I had that discussion with Sophia, one of my kickboxing instructors, this morning. We're in a very unique position to revamp our schedules completely based upon what we want to do moving forward. So one of the things we were recognizing is our morning 9 a.m. kickboxing classes in person, they were dwindling. They were small. We're going to keep this virtual class. I really believe it's going to be big. So one of the things that will be in our schedule is that hybrid with kickboxing. There will be a virtual kickboxing class at 9 a.m. Absolutely, where I think in Millbrae, once we get fully open and up to snuff, more people are going to want to come in for live classes. So we'll run a virtual class simultaneously because fitness kickboxing, we can mix a live class with a virtual class. Hard to do that with martial arts. It's really two different animals, and I hope you recognize that by now. I do not want to do a virtual martial arts class at the same time I'm doing a live class. There's such conflict. That instructor looking away from that live class to check what's going on virtually would not work. So I really want to keep my martial arts virtual separate from my live classes. But fitness kickboxing, I believe truly that's something you can do in a mixed fashion. So write that one down. If you do fitness kickboxing now, think about as you eventually get opened back up that you want to do a live class mixed with a virtual class. That is totally acceptable and can be done. Loving the show on the new YouTube Live. We're also broadcasting this at YouTube Live now, so we're building that audience as well. And for that, it's going to be super cool. So you want to subscribe. We not only have the live stuff, we have so many videos. We have all of my car videos, car talks with Brannon. We have everything I've been doing with Success Never Sleeps since way, way back in the day when we first started that. I think this show is going on 3 or 4 years, maybe longer, maybe 4 or 5 years. But we've been relentless, and this show has built. Yep, Paul is saying Letitia is awesome in helping their business rock. Cool. So what questions do you have for today? Put those questions in. And while you put those questions in, I'm going to talk about the event coming up. I've really been sitting with myself and wondering how is it possible after 6 months with our steep rents, payroll, and everything that we are still here. Well, it has been a challenging time. And I really want to take that mindset that I've learned and cultivated and grown even deeper over the past 6 months and use that, because if that mindset got us through this pandemic, and we're not done yet, we're not even nearly out of danger yet. But the fact that we are still here after 6 months is huge. Most people I know in other parts of the country were closed a month and a half, 2 months at the most, right? But to still be here where we are today, it says so much about our systems, our culture, our team, our values, our mindset, and all of that I'm going to cultivate into content to serve up to you at It's Time Live, Elevate, the virtual event coming up. Cool. So put in your questions. I know we have questions, lots of questions, and you need to put them in. Thank you, K1. It's Time Live virtually, November 14th and 15th. There's the link there. Do get signed up. What are we giving away, K1, for that? The first 25 people, you're going to save $50 off that event, as well as you're going to get a new limited edition Disruptor t-shirt that we're going to be working on for you. And I'm very proud of the Disruptor group over these past 6 months. It has grown. A lot. It has grown a lot. And the people that are there contribute content. We are of the disruptive mindset, and being disruptor is so valuable more now than ever. I still have people reaching out to me just now starting Zoom, and I don't even know what to say to that. Yesterday, I sat on a webinar with Jeff Quirk, who has $1 million school, who's maintained 87% of his student body through this pandemic. So he is still making money and he is still profitable. That is amazing. And my big takeaways from that webinar was, number one, do not tell people you are closed. We're still open. We're just virtual, right? And do not tell people we cannot wait until we're open back up. Those were two of my biggest takeaways, right? We cannot wait until we open back up. Stop saying that. Stop saying you're closed and stop saying you can't wait until you open up for live classes. We need to shift people's mindsets that virtual is just as good, if not better, than live classes. We've watched people thrive better in the virtual environment than we've witnessed people in live classes. That's pretty cool. So, two things to check off right now. Stop saying you're closed and stop saying you can't wait until you open up. See, I think that's been one of the big mindset sufferings of a lot of people. Oh man, I can't wait till we're open. I can't wait till we're open. We can't wait. No, you are open. You're just doing it virtually. You are open. You're just teaching in the park. You are open. You're allowed to teach limited classes in your school. But make no mistake, you've never closed your school. Cool? The other thing I got yesterday that really resonated with me, because we do this quite passionately, connectivity and engagement. The goal virtually is to connect with people and engage people. What do we need to do? Connect with them, engage them. How do we do that? Well, number one, say their name. Say my name, right? Saying your name is connecting with you. Welcoming you into a class is connecting with you. Engagement is, I really like how you're looking at me when I'm talking. That's engagement. I really dig how Susie's doing a great kick by bending her knee before and after the kick. That's engagement. So as you're working virtually, ask yourself, are you connecting with people? Are you engaging with people, right? And then the other thing is taking as much of the live class that's of value and translating that into your virtual environment. So we talked about it. Nobody should be showing up to class without their uniform, right? We should really encourage them. And I look at some of the more kids that are engaged, they literally have their own little dojo floor in their home. That's powerful too. They're the ones who have us up on a big screen. They're the ones who always show up in their uniform. They're the ones who always show up early. So we want to be there early to talk to them, right? Check in on them. That's so important right now for the kids. And of course, afterwards, letting the kids hang out and talk to each other. If there's time between classes, acknowledging, wow, you're in a different room today, right? But if you see a kid there in their pajamas eating potato chips with the dog running around, that's not class. They are not engaged. They're not engaged. I was watching my son the other day, and the teacher said that, hey, you can't just get up out of your chair and walk away, to one of the kids. And when I call upon you and ask you a question, you don't get up and walk out of the room. Things like that. Right? One day I caught my son, even though it was a PE teacher, he had his phone next to him. I said, your phone's not supposed to be there, sir. And I took it from him and put it in the other room. See, so all those different things we want to think about in our live class that should be translating virtually. And if it's not, we need to raise our game. Cool? All right. Jason's sharing. That's just like with us moving into a smaller location. It's due to the shutdown, but we are framing it as a better environment and better service from our team, which it truly is. Thank you. It's moving so fast. Thank you, Professor, for your input and guidance through the process, and we can't wait for the time you were able to visit us. Yeah, pretty cool, sir. And Jason he's moving to another location, but they're downsizing. I'm not saying it's because of the pandemic and the shutdown. They're saying it's so we can serve you better and offer you a better environment. See, it's the whole mindset shift that I think is super valuable. And a lot of people have done that. I've known bigger schools who are reorganizing, filing bankruptcy on 2 locations, consolidating them into the other ones. It's really about that, and being fluid and making those movements are important. Victoria's Secret went bankrupt. 24-Hour Fitness went bankrupt and closed, a bunch of locations. Starbucks closed 400 locations. Reorganizing is really, really important. And if I feel that need, I'll do the same thing. But gratefully, I can say to God, we are open today at both locations, and we're still standing. And that's a good thing. Not downsizing, right-sizing. I like that, Dan. We're not downsizing, we are right-sizing. See, that's a great positive attitude, Dan. I welcome it, and it's super cool. I had posted a couple of days ago that, I believe I want the challenge virtually of producing a black belt, right? I think Jason and Ashton are going to be my first. They've done a live class with me, but Jason's going to start doing his virtual privates, and my goal is to be able to produce a black belt virtually. Then somebody piped in, it was negative Nelly and this and that. It's not my thing. Then someone else jumped in and said, yeah, and we can do this virtually and do that virtually. It's a whole new world out there. So why not accept the challenge of trying to produce a black belt virtually? I want the challenge. It gives me a challenge. I welcome challenges. It's a good thing. Conrad, we have outdoor and virtual, and I have a handful of students that can train live. They are doing other outdoor activities. Good. But we are still choosing virtual. Have you run into this? Do you see students training virtual forever? I had that question, Conrad, because some people love it. Some people are out of state. Absolutely. We will never stop virtual. Never. I never want to say never, but I will say that. We have a young man that was a black belt with us working on his first degree, and he's, 150 miles away. Yeah, we are always going to have virtual. And if students choose to train virtually forever, absolutely. Especially if I have students out of state, I'm going to cut them off because we're live. I think the logistics of it is, and Jason has done brilliant with that, in their new school, they have a virtual studio being built. So we're going to have virtual studios too. It's just, we're able to do it in San Francisco quite fluidly. Millbrae is going to be another challenge. And if I feel the need to rent more space, I'll do that. If I have the need to get a warehouse space and, put just the virtual there, we'll do that as well. If I have to teach virtually in my backyard, we'll do what we got to do. But virtual is here to stay. And it's really about the content. I like the green screen background and all those different things. But if you're connecting with people and you're engaging with people, they'll be more accepting if you have to teach it out of your house or different things like that. But with the green screen, and if I set up that green screen, I can teach anywhere. So absolutely, Conrad, I see virtual as a thing here to stay. And Jeff Cork said that yesterday because the host was telling Jeff that, when this pandemic is probably going to be over by December. And Jeff raised his hand and said, no, it's not. It's not. Because data will tell us anything like this lasts for at least 2 years. A real vaccine, something somebody can trust, is at least, if they come up with one by January, wow, I don't know too many people that are going to line up for that. Right? So we need to be mindful. I believe with this situation that it's here to stay. But imagine this, Conrad. The mom. She's cross town, 30 minutes away. The sibling is teething, having a rough day. Right? Mom's just had a rough one too. And this kid has a private lesson. She knows that conveniently she can just call in and do it virtually. Wow. And I think over the past months, people in our school, at least, have really embraced virtual. They love virtual. They dig it. So it will be part of our new norm. And it will be a convenience would be the best word for many of our parents and students that can't get to us, especially in an urban environment where traffic is really hard to get across town. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, we welcome that challenge and we'll post that progress, right? I think it's super, super important that we recognize virtual is here to stay. If I can earn a degree online from Harvard and the University of Phoenix, why can't I earn a black belt online? Well, because of the physical attacks and the sparring. I understand that. Maybe we need to create a new black belt. Who knows? Or maybe we say for the actual black belt test, we'll fly to you or you fly to us. We'll make it happen, meet in the middle. Who knows? But I do believe the majority of the learning can be done online. We experienced that with 2 black belt tests in the month of August. These kids have been training 99.9% virtually, right? Virtually. All that time they were virtual. And these kids looked like they hadn't missed a beat. They looked like they hadn't missed a beat. I was hard on them on both tests. I was hard on them, and they rose to the occasion. The fact that we couldn't physically do the attacks, we would ask, okay, that's a right vertical punch where? To the solar plex. Great. That's a right side kick where? To the inside of the left knee, sir. So they're learning about where the attacks went to were just a little different, but the fact that they could verbalize it and demonstrate it, I believe you put someone's knee in front of me, I would be able to kick that out. So we have confidence with that. And the trip is a lot of our kids with special needs have thrived in the virtual environment. I mean, thrived in that virtual environment. And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of that. What else we got going on? For virtual students, any thoughts on how to package items like their uniforms, stripes, badges, etc.? Maybe a branded package that comes to them by mail. Absolutely, sir. What we've done, because we want them We've been doing it as we do belt promotions, right? We're attaching all the coloring sheets, all the student handouts, and all the badges. The reason we think that makes more sense right now is because if we give them all up front, right, will they actually use them each week? I don't know. But I could see that, Jason, when they get their uniform, they get the family badge with the student parent handout for family, right? And the coloring sheet. Should we attach the rest of them for that go over the next 3 months of the belt cycle? I don't know. I don't know. Right now, we find the belt stripe coloring sheets work really well. Does everybody use our belt stripe coloring sheets that are teaching virtually? I hope you do. I hope you're using them. For us, they've been powerful. Fundamentally, it's a coloring sheet. Maybe K1, you can throw that up in here somewhere for me. It's a coloring sheet where as they earn the stripe, they color it in. Then during belt testing, they sign in the right-hand corner as they're told by the instructor virtually they've earned their stripe. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so maybe you can post that one. Yeah, Jason, I agree. Communication is crucial with virtual, and I think this is how we can show that as a strong life skill. Communication, yeah, maybe communication should become another life skill. Write that one down somewhere, somebody. I think we need that, K1. Studying my kids' school has been very cool. I remember they sat there and they were discussing respect. And the teacher said, well, respect for me is number one, you have your camera on. Number two, you're sitting there looking into the camera. Wow. And guess what? They went a step further. They award points. And I don't know what they're going to do with those points, but you get a point for having your camera on. You get a point for sitting there looking at your camera. You get a point for raising your hand and asking questions. You get a point. So they go on and on with these points. And I think that's cool. You get a point for having an optimal environment to train in, no dogs running around. You get a point for wearing your uniform and belt. You have a point for having your camera set up where I can see you completely. You get a point, we can go on and on with that. And those points can end up at the end of the month, whoever has the most points, give them a $25 gift card to Target. But I saw that and that really intrigued me. I says, wow, that's what respect means. Well, for us, as respect is treating people the way you want to be treated. But maybe in this virtual learning environment, we communicate respect is looking at the camera when I'm teaching you. Respect is, having your camera on. Pretty cool, right? So again, as we're rethinking and relearning this whole virtual environment, which believe me is not going away. If anything, it's going to become acceptable and it's part of the new norm. Truly part of the new norm. I believe that with my heart. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Adam says he's loving the Kids Love Life Skills virtual content. Just go to our website. A lot of it is free. Free? Free. It was our way of giving back during this pandemic for martial arts schools. The belt coloring sheet is there. The family coloring sheet is there. So if you find that, K1, let's put that up and show them what our stripe coloring sheet looks like. Eric, we still can't hold in-studio lessons. I feel you, sir. San Francisco has been closed 6 months. 6 months. But as of Monday, we're going to be allowed to teach limited classes. But we know people are going to be slow to return. When we were open for the 3 weeks in Millbrae before they shut us down again, we only had a handful of people showing up for in-person classes. We are actually getting better traction in our outdoor classes in the Millbrae parking lot. We had over 55 people train last Saturday in person. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to keep cultivating that as well. We still can't. What sort of response have you seen in announcing a slow return to in-studio classes? Like I said, it was slow in Millbrae for 3 weeks, but I believe, that was month 3. So people were still really afraid of this pandemic. I think more and more with the data coming out, people are embracing it as acceptable, right? Think about all the universities and the data that's sharing all these outbreaks, but guess what? The hospital cases haven't gone up. You think all these new cases popping up because of people going back to school, the hospital cases would rise equally. That's not the case. That's simply not the case. So that's good data. That's good data. Yeah, Conrad, wouldn't that be great? Respect martial arts, respect means having your camera on. Respect means coming to class in a full uniform. Respect means looking at the lens when you're being taught. Respect means making sure the room is clean and you have room to move around. Sure, I definitely see that. Yep, sounds a lot like some of the information we've heard at Harvard about participation in classes. And that's good stuff. We want that data because people will feel more and more comfortable of maybe, viewing this pandemic, this COVID-19 as maybe just a bad flu or a bad cold. I mean, look at the numbers, how many people die of the flu every year, right? Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to look at it that way. So here it is, folks. Let me solo this. Can we solo that? K1 and keep my voice on. Thank you, sir. So as you see, every 2 weeks we earn a stripe. And when they earn that yellow stripe, they color it in. So first week is learning week. Second week is earning week. So first week, they learn it. Second week, the instructor will say, color it in yellow. So at the end of a 3-month period, we will see this and it will all be colored in. Now, this is super important. What color do they color the belt in with? Their current belt. No kid is going to color it as their next belt. And that was my original idea. Color it in it as your next belt. Nobody did that. 99.9% colored it in with their current belt. So that way we know to promote them to the next one. Then during review and testing month, there's belt testing on that right-hand side. So as they pass it and the instructor says, you've passed yellow stripe, they check off the box. See that? This original idea I got from Mike Oliver of Zen Martial Arts up in Sacramento. And of course, you know me, anytime I think an idea is great, we improve upon it. We added the brand. We added all those different things to make this coloring sheet highly effective, highly effective. And we can customize this for you based upon your stripes as well. Kids turn these in at the end of the month and we prepare their belt and diploma, all their badges and everything for pickup. This month we did pickup and we'd say 75% of the belts are picked up and we'll keep pushing people to get that done, or we will put their belt in the mail. Cool? Hey, Sharon, what's happening? Thanks, Professor, for all your positive words. It keeps me in the right frame of mind. What are you doing for Halloween? What are we doing for Halloween? Well, they canceled it in LA here. They say there will be no Halloween. So somebody posts that funny meme of, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold a protest and we're all going to wear Halloween costumes and we're going to have candy. I don't know. If we miss a Halloween, it's not going to be that big of a deal. To be really, really honest with you, we've missed my son's graduation from elementary school, but we had a virtual drive-by. People drove by, honked horns. My kid was in a car. We missed, birthday parties. No, we didn't. This Sunday, my daughter's going to have a drive-by virtual party. Drive-by. Everyone's going to drive by, stop outside, social distance, and we're going to do TikTok dances. See, the ability to adapt is a lot of where my positive mindset comes from. We can sit there and go, that sucks. No Halloween, that sucks. Really, really sucks. It sucks. Or we're going to pivot hard, Sharon, and we're going to create something new, right? We're disruptors. So collectively, what can we do? See, I never focus on what can't I do. I focus on what can I do. And yesterday I saw a piece by Simon Sinek fly across my LinkedIn. And he said that, you know what? We can't choose the game. He said, we can't change the game. We can't change the rules, but we can choose and change how we want to play it, right? I didn't choose this game. None of us wanted this pandemic, right? We can't change the rules. We're open, we're closed, right? Someone's posting that, calling it California, like this is a communist state in California. I see the stress on our mayor, our governor's face. It does not help him at all to keep California closed. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get elected again. That's nobody wants to be closed. None of us. So I don't believe it's a political anything. So I can't change those rules, can I, Sharon? But you know what I can do? I can change the way I play the game. And I'm not going to sit on a pity pot and go, poor me. This sucks. Nobody can learn martial arts virtually. It sucks. Blah, 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 blah. This state is screwed. The mayor's screwed. The governor's screwed, right? They're screwing us. What a waste of time. What a waste of energy. Everything you throw at me, you give me lemons, I make lemonade. And that's very important. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. They don't sit there at the side of the road and cry like a little baby, right? They step up. And that's what this has been all about for me. So what is Halloween going to look like? I don't know. If they tell me all I can do is have kids walk by and I have to have candy that's been sanitized in a plastic bag and you put it out for them to take it off. Some said you're going to have to tack it to your garage door where they come by and take one. I will freaking do that. I will wear a mask, stand out on my front porch and wave at them from 20 feet away and compliment them on their costumes. I will do that. I will do that. If I have to schedule times, right, and say, okay, you know, you come at 10:05, you come at 10:15, so whatever. We will do whatever it takes, but you can't keep a good person down, right? I'll say it. The cliche is, you can't keep a good man down. You can't keep a good woman down. Don't let this keep you down. Let's find a way. So what do you think, Sharon? What do you think we should do for Halloween? Give me your creative input. Go. Jason, we have several parents at our school that are online teachers, and I'm constantly asking them questions to collect data. And that's cool, Jason, because these teachers are a lot more in tune this semester than they were when they got thrown into this pandemic. Oh, I'm watching my son's Google Classroom. Google Classroom is pretty cool, right? I could see moving our whole platform to Google Classroom if they were able to do the gallery and Zoom and all that. So, you know, we'll visit that too. We'll visit that too, because if I can post, but see, that's where my studio, the app works really well, because I can put all my curriculum videos there. I can put PDFs of these belts. I can put PDFs of these belt coloring sheets and all that stuff. So it's a good day. It's a good day, right? If anyone can complain and moan, I can in California. If anybody, nobody would blame me at this point. Come on, how many of you have been closed for 6 months straight? Raise your hand, right? Raise your hand, right? So if anyone has a right to bitch and moan, we do here in California, but I refuse. I refuse to waste one iota, one breath, one little bit of energy on moaning and groaning, or even worse, pointing fingers. Oh, I've seen that all over social media. I point one finger at you, I have three pointed back at me. I will own it. I will own those three fingers, because you know why? That's all I'm in control of. And that's what Simon Sinek said. And you know, ironically, once you focus on something, you see it. I've seen all these successful entrepreneurs making posts. I only focus on what I have control of. I only focus on what I can influence. And that's where I'm at. I've always been that way. I don't care if I'm open or closed, because I'm not closed. I just moved to virtual. And when Jeff Quirk said that yesterday, I thought it was so powerful. Do not tell your families you are closed. Do not say that, because you're open. You're just doing it virtually. Do not sit there and constantly, I see this at Facebook a lot. I can't wait until we're open. I can't wait until we're open. You know, I can't wait. I don't miss you, because I see you every day virtually in a class. I say hi to you. I acknowledge you. I highlight and spotlight you in a class. I teach you. You earn stripes. You earn a belt. I have no reason to miss you, because I get to see you every day virtually. So knock it off. Stop saying that we're closed. Stop saying I can't wait until we're open again. And stop blaming everybody and everything for this situation. It's a huge waste of time, and I don't believe it helps you at all. And it doesn't endear your tribe to you. Being a negative Nelly, God, that's so outdated, huh? Being negative, it's so useless. Stop it. You are a leader in your community. You're an example for your students to follow. Stop it. It's not endearing. It doesn't look good when a leader is whining and moaning all the time and complaining, right? And pointing fingers. Sound like anybody you know? Stop it. Steph, what's up, Steph? Can we do, yeah, Sharon, how about we do an outdoor trunk or treat, right? And then we put social markers of 6 feet apart, right? I think we can do that, right? And then maybe we encourage our neighborhood saying, please, if you come into our neighborhood, we need small social groups, whatever a pod is. If our distance learning camp is 12, Sharon, could we do a pod saying, you know, if you come into our neighborhood, please respect this and be in no more than a group of 12 and be 6 feet apart. I think everybody would honor that. Everybody would honor that. But I think we're going to have to buy candy. And I would even reinforce it by doing some social media videos of us showing, okay, we're getting ready to bag up the Halloween candy, A, B, C, D, and it shows us washing our hands, right? Then it shows us putting on gloves, right? Then it shows us wiping down the outside of the bag of candy, because that's the only thing that potentially could be contaminated, even though they say COVID can't live on surfaces. That's some of the data we've gotten. And then we open that bag, and then we open up a new thing of baggies, and then we take out baggies, and we put a certain amount of candy inside, and then we Ziploc it, and then we place it into a sanitized bag, and all that bag stays that way. Right. I think if we did that, people would be more endeared to us. They'd realize we want to give kids some sort of Halloween. And then imagine if they came, right? What would that look like? Or what if I want to go a step further? What if we did this? What if we did a virtual Halloween party with TikTok dances, right? And the costume contest and all these different things. And then we turned around and we hand delivered candy to each location and left it in the driveway. Or drive-by candy, where they drive by, we hold it on a stick, right? And they wear their costume. Remember, we're talking about connectivity and engagement. Connect with me and engage with me. And if you drove by in the car wearing your costume, I went, wow, cool costume, Johnny. I love your Power Ranger costume. What do you say, sir? Trick or treat. Awesome. And then when I give you the candy, what do you say? Thank you, sir. See, so this is called being proactive and being creative. Anybody like any of those ideas? God, we love you here. I love you guys. I mean, I always have. And I love your husband. He's such a cool guy, man. So there's an example. What if we do a drive-by trick or treat? That's acceptable. I know that's acceptable, right? Just like they can drive by and get their belt. And we put that, maybe we do a 6-foot stick, Sharon, that's fully decorated. It's got like a claw on the end, some Halloween claw, right? Wouldn't that be cool? I think that would be really cool, right? That'd be cool, right? A drive-by trick or treat. Wow, I have to mention that to my wife. I think that could really work. See, we love to do Halloween at our house. We have the cotton candy machine and all that stuff out. We know we can't do that this year, but it really says that One Martial Arts is part of the community and we're real people. And we deck out our house. And I'm going to deck out my house for Halloween. My wife 2 months ago wanted to put all the Christmas decorations out. Just to say, hey, man, the spirit is alive. So, yeah, that could work. A drive-by trick-or-treat. That one resonates more to me than a trunk or treat because the kids are all congregating, right? It could turn into a big group of people. But I think a drive-by trick-or-treat would really work. But how could that kid really accent their costume? I'm not sure if it's safe, but could they get out of the car for a minute and just stand there so you could see their costume at a distance? I don't know if that's cool or not. But again, we'll gather all the data and see, we want to show that, in this new norm, we will adapt, we will adjust, right? You do that in a fight. A martial artist will adapt. You'll go in there with a game plan, and as things change, you will adapt. We are the most adaptable people in the world, martial artists. That's why I don't understand all of this fuss about not teaching virtually. There's been so much non-adaptability in the majority of the martial arts industry than I've ever witnessed, when we're supposed to be the most adaptable people in the world, right? Yeah, Adam, I don't have time to point at others, right? We're so busy doing it, Adam. We don't have time to point. Hey, Steph, what's happening? I'm thankful we're still here, no matter how small. Yeah, I'm grateful I can still have an impact on you. You are, Steph, and I think that's really what it's about, and it's powerful. Yeah, trunk or treat. But again, my only concern with the trunk or treat, you guys, is that too many people congregating, right? What does that look like? Could we put those cars 15 feet apart? The kids start at a designated dot, right? And then you have social markers 6 to 10 feet apart that they all stand on. Then one kid walks through, how would we hand out that candy safely, right? Would you physically give a kid a bag and then have to change gloves, or would you use a stick, and after you hand every bag to a kid, you'd have to sanitize the stick? There's got to be a way. Sharon. There absolutely. Maybe if we did trunk or treat, we would have our anti-static fogger out there, and people would come early and put their cars out, and we sanitize the car. There's got to be a way, right? There's got to be a way, because you can't keep a good person down, right? I love it. So everybody at the Disruptor group, can you start posting your Halloween ideas, right? I know in Southern California, it's been canceled. If you do any kind of Halloween thing, they will fine you. but can they do a drive-by? I don't know. We're going to look at it. It hasn't been canceled here, but it has been canceled in Southern California completely. Dan, to see costumes, have them exit the vehicle and stand on a chalk spot in the spotlight for pics to go on Facebook. That would be cool, right? But again, I think we understand with all the data and the way things have changed so much in 6 months. What are the 3 things that have stood consistently? Number 1, wear a mask, right? Number 2, wash your hands. Number 3, practice social distancing. Those 3 things have not changed at all in the 6 months. So we know those are the 3 strongest factors. So if they're wearing a mask, their hands have been washed. Ooh, there you go. What would that look like? Would we have a stand where they sanitize their hands first, Sharon? What would that be like, Dan? They sanitize their hands, or when they come to take that picture that you use for social media, right? Of course, it's got to be your school backdrop, right? They take their picture. Oh, God, do you want to go a step further? What if I took their freaking temperature? Wow. Then they sanitize their hands. Then they go from car to car to car. And we hand them candy on a stick that's 6 to 10 feet apart. See, now we're thinking. Now we're being proactive. All I saw yesterday was, this sucks. They're canceling Halloween in LA. What's next? Thanksgiving? That's God, you guys, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you at all, right? So see, now we're thinking. Then what am I going to do with that information? I'm going to offer it up to the city. I'm going to ask, my local CDC. We've been on that hook, line, and sinker. We've been talking to the Department of Public Health more. I think they know us by name. So we'll do that too. See, this is awesome. This is awesome stuff. Conrad, you could set up a runway that they get out of the car and they walk up and do a spin to demonstrate their costume and then get back in the car. Wow, what would that look like? I like that too, Conrad. Imagine a runway, right? Where we have cool music playing. Everybody was kung fu fighting. And they get out and we video it as they walk down the ramp. They're doing their latest form that they've learned. Or do they do their best TikTok martial arts combination? Could we do that? Right? And we shoot a short video and imagine that. Imagine a piece that's 3 minutes long and you're cutting from kid to kid to kid. Pow, pow, pow. And they're out there doing their quick martial arts in their Halloween costume. See, it's all there, but what am I going to make sure? It's cool with the city. And I'm going to show them my agenda. They're going to stay in their car. They're going to get out. They're going to, get temperature checked. We're going to sanitize their hands. They're going to stand on this marker. We're going to take this picture. They're going to go from trunk to trunk to trunk, all 10 feet apart, socially distanced, and blah, blah, blah. And we'll hand them candy on a stick from each car. Right? And the city says, no, that's the worst they can do is say no, right? I like it. See, this is cool, man. I like the runway. Yeah. We could call it Kick Talk. I like that, Jason. Kick, talk, or treat. How about that? Kick, talk, or treat, right? Is that a trick or treat? TikTok or treat. I mean, the sky's the limit. And that's why we're here after 6 months. That's why we're still standing. That's why we're still doing what we're doing. Because I've always been I think there's been 1 or 2 days where I haven't felt sorry for myself, but I have been on my knees praying to God, going, come on, God. When we sat there on the day, it was so smoky and we had the black belt test coming up in 2 days. I'm going, come on, Lord. Just, throw a dog a bone, cut us a little slack. But other than that, you'll never hear me whine. You'll never hear me complain. My papa was never that way. And he really stressed that to me, right? Anybody can complain. You're not just anybody, right? Because anybody can complain. How freaking hard is that to whine and moan, right? And as I said, for the new people coming aboard, there's so many people here today. Thank you. I love that idea, Jason. Kick talk. Yeah. Stop whining. Please stop whining. We have a whole world of people whining right now and complaining. You want to be part of the sheep being led to slaughter? You want to be the masses? Be the beacon of light in the darkness. Be the positive person. Be the cheerleader. Be the one filled with hope. I say it all the time. I might be helpless, but I'm not hopeless. And all this stuff we're cultivating is what's going to go into It's Time Live Elevate. Get signed up. Join me. First 25 people get what? a limited edition disruptor t-shirt. I'm going to work on the design myself with my team and come up with something different, fun, and cool. You know, a disruptor t-shirt, and you get $50 off the first 25 people. It's going to be 2 days, 4 hours the first day, 8 hours the second day, but it's going to be really everything I've learned in 6 months. Remember, I don't sit here like this thinking about it. I apply it. I have failed so much in 6 months. But like I shared with my son, the best batting average is what? 400 something? That guy misses over 50% of the time. Best 3-point shooter is like 47%. He fails 53% of the time. You want to succeed, failure is part of that process. One of my karate moms said it, and I use it all the time. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Write that down. Tattoo that on your forehead. If you are not failing, you are not trying enough, because that means you're taking chances, right? There is no box to think out of. Think outside the box. There is no freaking box. It's been broken away 6 months ago. This is a brave new world. Things are changing dramatically. Amazon just got drones approved, so they're going to be delivering packages with drones. Can you imagine walking down the street and seeing a drone flying by you? Or some little blue box of a robot delivering a package? That is our future. It's going to be our now. So get ready, because virtual martial arts is here to stay. It's never going away. Make no mistake of that. If anything, people are going to get smarter with it and smarter. Look at Gracie University. Gracie University online does $6 million a year virtually. This is Gracie University. Google it. Look it up. $6 million a year. Oh, what do they know that we don't? Right? What do they know that we don't? Man, as you can see, I'm just digging it. Hey, did you share this with everybody? Because we're giving away today. Speaking of the event, K1, what are we giving away today? Dun, dun, dun. If you posted and shared this, you have a $99 saving off It's Time Live Elevate, the virtual event in November. Yep. My Studio, Market Muscles, Kids of Life Skills, LC Accounting. So great. We kind of talked about Halloween. We're talking about our mindset. We've talked about virtual. What other questions do you have you want to throw in there? Thank you, Steph. Steph's in. Jason's in. If you shared it, you're in. What other questions do you have, or anything you want to share? Got 10 minutes left in the show, and we're rocking it. Right now, outside this room, I have about 15 distance learning camp kids. It's been excellent at $350 a week. Did you hear me? $350 a week. San Francisco, we only have about 7 kids, and we can only have 14, so we hope to grow that. And who knows, the kids might be going back sooner than later, but I can't tell you how it's added additional income. Do the math. We got 15 kids outside at $350 a week. Do the math. What is that? Ooh, look at this. New message received. We'd love to attend week or indoor classes in SF. Dun, dun, dun. Let me know and we'll get signed up. That's the first thing I did when we got the notice yesterday that as of Monday, 9/14, we can open for indoor classes in San Francisco. Strict guidelines limited. Guess what? Boom, push notification through my studio. Boom, I shot out an email. Boom, post. And I said, let us know, because I want to know who wants to come back. If nobody wants to come back, why would we open? Why would we do that, right? So again, that type of communication that we talked about earlier that Jason mentioned, and communication will become one of our Kids Love Life Skills badges. You ought to see the new one for empathy. Oh, man. Let me see if I can throw that in here. K1, do you have the coloring sheet for empathy anywhere there? If you do, post it for me. Post it, because it's freaking awesome. We're working with a new artist, and our coloring sheets have been powerful for us virtually. Each month we send it out. We have a coloring contest. Kids take a picture of themselves holding their coloring sheet. They post it at social media and at our friends and family group page. And then we draw a winner at the end of each month, and we give away $50, a gift card to Target or Barnes and Nobles or anything like that. Again, we're cultivating our community. It's about connecting and engaging. Their engagement is the coloring sheet, posting it at social media once they've colored it and all that. We're connecting with them by offering them the contest. Does that make sense? So if you've got the one for empathy anywhere there, can you put it in for me, K1? Or can I add it in? Do I know how to do that? I can share my screen. Nope. Nope. I don't know how to do it. I must learn. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe K1, if you can find it. It's beautiful. The new artist, she's amazing. Cindy, we're digging her stuff, and she's going to be the person we're working with moving forward. We've done 2 sheets with her. One for perseverance that we needed to get done, and empathy. Our new badges will be empathy, service, adapt. Right? We're going to have all these new badges. So if you're a Kids Love Life Skills client, you're soon to be our partner, and it's going to be a whole new day, as they say. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So K1, let's do this. We got 5 minutes. What are our big takeaways today? Big takeaways today. Give them to me. And thank you, everybody, for all the input. See what we did? And that's what a think tank is about. We sat there just throwing ideas around about Halloween. You know what I love about it? And please write this down. I didn't hear one person say, that will not work. Write it down. Not one person said, that will not work. See, ideas are free, and you throw them out there, you throw them up, you see what sticks, you move them around, you talk to your Department of Public Health, you talk to the CDC, you do all those things responsibly, but never kill an idea that hasn't even been brought to fruition, hasn't even brought to success. We've all been there, right? Raise your hand. Who's doing that? How many times before you even finish talking about the idea? Oh, that won't work. No, that can't work. And they're just shooting holes in it. And I look at people, I go, you know what? We haven't even worked this idea to fruition. What, in your mind, it won't work? Well, guess what? I don't live in your mind. I live in the whole world. And where there's a will, there's a way, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. And if I believe Halloween should happen, we're going to make it happen. And it ends up being virtual, and I got to stay up until 3 a.m. delivering candy to your doorstep. We'll freaking do it. Right? Whatever is given to us by local or state government, whatever is given to us in a guideline, we will take it and we will max it. We will elevate our game, right? We will elevate it. Yeah, great to synergize, right? And that's why these type of groups are important. That's why I like my It's Time group mentoring. That's why I love doing Success Never Sleeps. It's really about the synergy of just all of us coming together and really recognizing on a human level, we are in this thing together. Make no mistake, we are in this thing together. Cool? Yeah, it's great to synergize. I dig it. Any other big takeaways today before we do this? All right. So today's winner is, who's our winner? Steph Gilbert, you are the winner. So she's going to get It's Time Live Virtual Elevate at a massive $99 off. I don't know what that all means. K1 will talk to you, Steph. Everybody give her some love. Give Steph some love. Big takeaway. Number 1, anyone can complain, but you're not just anybody. Yeah. Number 2, find a way to engage and connectivity. Not engage your community, sure, but engage in connectivity. 3, ideas are priceless with like-minded individuals. They are, right? I love the runway idea for Halloween. Definitely need to explore ideas. Virtual is here to stay. I totally believe that as well. Those are Adam's big takeaways. Congratulations, Steph. Congratulations. Cool. And you're going to be on a Ninja Warrior, right? Something like that, Steph? I saw your post on that. Let us know. We'd love to watch that. We'd love to watch you. Cool. So, hey, let's thank my sponsors. Who are they? My Studio. If you don't have it, get it. If you've got it, download the business version. It is awesome. It's awesome. And already people are giving feedback. And I love that. If you're invited to the partner page, they put that the success of a business is number 1, we need to listen to you. Number 2, we implement your ideas. Number 3, we always have an open mind. That's my summary of it, but that's it. It's the same thing here. And when I hear school owners say to me, well, the parents got to understand. No, they don't. It's the other way around. We have to understand our clients. Too many school owners create systems and logos and brands and web pages as if they were selling to themselves. You're not selling it to you. And that's where that you're all famous in your own mind comes from. You are marketing responsibly to a demographic, and you must know who they are. You must know their pain points and needs, and you must be the solution. It's the other way around, please. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. And I see that way too often. I was working with one school owner, and he gave me his business card. I said, number one, business cards are passe. But on the business card, I asked him this question first. Who's your demographic? Kids. His demographics, kids. And I say, sir, your business card doesn't communicate that. On his business card, he has a picture of himself. He's holding one of his black belt's heads like this, looking into the camera menacingly, ready to snap his neck. I'm a mom with a 6-year-old kid. The only person you're selling that picture to is your ego and yourself. Can you see that? What mom is going to send their kid to a school where the business card has a picture of the school owner like this, getting ready to snap somebody's neck? Doesn't work. So understand that when we design our marketing, and that'll be a big part of It's Time Live Elevate. Who is your demographic? What are their pain points? How are you the answer? How are you the solution? Cool, cool, cool. Yep, we love my studio. Market Muscles, Steven Reinstein, Ginny and the gang. We love us some Market Muscles. If you don't have their site, get it. Kids Live Life Skills, get ready. It's a whole new company, and the evolution of it in 2021 is going to blow your mind. And then, of course, LC Accounting. My sister is a great bookkeeper accountant. She practices jiu-jitsu. She does Kenpo. She gets the martial arts industry, and she's just rocking it for us. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's wrap this up, man. My name is Brandon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps. Get signed up for It's Time Live Elevate. Be one of the first 25 to get that exclusive t-shirt. Exclusive, you get it free, and you get $50 off the event. Get signed up because, again, there's our pivot. We wanted to do the event live. It's just not going to happen. But that doesn't stop us because we'll make it happen virtually. Cool, cool, cool. I'm Brandon Beliso. Until we talk again, please, you go out there